Welcome to today's episode where we are diving into a topic that touches nearly every facet of our modern lives: the impact of screen time on mental and physical well being. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and think about this. How many hours have you spent today staring at a screen? Whether it is your smartphone, laptop, tablet, or even your television. Our daily lives have become inextricably linked to these digital portals. But here's the real question: what is all this screen time doing to our minds? We are living in a time where technology evolves faster than we can adapt. And while it has opened doors to incredible possibilities, it has also brought about challenges that we are only beginning to understand. Recent scientific studies suggest that prolonged screen time can significantly impact our mental well being, leading to issues like anxiety, depression, and even changes in brain structure. Yet, for many of us, screens are unavoidable. We work on them, socialize through them, and even relax by watching them. So, where do we draw the line? Let's delve into the latest research where neuroscientists have been studying the effects of screen time on the brain, uncovering changes in areas like the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision making, social behavior, and personality expression. The implications are profound, especially when we consider that these changes might not be entirely reversible. This leads us to an ethical dilemma. How do we balance the benefits of digital connectivity with the potential harm it poses to our mental health? Are we sacrificing our well being just for the sake of convenience? Think about this. A generation ago, the concept of a digital detox did not exist. Today, it is not just a trend, but a necessity for some. Individuals who have shared their personal journeys of cutting back on screen time, the results are absolutely impressive. Improved sleep, better focus, and a renewed sense of calm. But is it really feasible in a world where digital screens are omnipresent? Can we realistically unplug without falling behind in our fast paced, tech driven society? As we explore this topic, I also would request you to consider your own screen habits. That how much is too much? At what point does screen time become detrimental to your mental health, and what steps can you take to mitigate these effects? We will be diving deep into these questions, examining not just the science, but also the social and ethical implications. And let's not forget the broader picture. How does this affect society at large? If screen time is altering our mental health, what does that mean for future generations? Are we setting ourselves up for a crisis in mental health that our healthcare systems aren't prepared to handle? The ripple effects could be enormous, affecting everything from productivity to interpersonal relationships to our very sense of identity. So, buckle up for a thought provoking discussion that blends science with real life stories and practical advice. This is not just about understanding the impact of screen time, it is about reclaiming control over our mental well being in an age where screens are an ever present part of our lives. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Dr. Washbrains podcast, where we dive deep into the science of health and well being. I am your host, Dr. Akash Sehgal, and today we are exploring a topic that is both incredibly relevant and profoundly complex: the impact of screen time on our mental and physical health. We live in an area where screens dominate nearly every aspect of our lives, from work to entertainment, communication, and even relaxation. But as our screen time increases, so too does the concern about its safety on our well being. We will be going to unpack these concerns with research and expert insights and offer practical strategies to help you navigate the digital age while preserving your health. Let's start with something that is very obvious: our eyes. The human eye was not designed to stare at screens for hours on end, yet, that is precisely what most of us do. This prolonged exposure to digital screens can lead to a range of issues, from digital eye strain to more severe conditions like myopia. To begin with it all, we will have to talk about the anatomy of the eye. The eye is responsible for vision, differentiation of color, where it can differentiate approximately 10 to 12 million colors, and maintain the biological clock of the human body. The human eye can be compared to a camera, as both work by gathering, focusing, and transmitting the light through the lens for creating an image of an object. The eye consists of some external components and some internal components. The external components include the sclera, the conjunctiva, cornea, iris, pupil, and the internal components include the lens, the retina, the optic nerve, the aqueous, and the vitreous humor. There are other specific regions as well in the human eye that allow you to process what you see directly in front of you, which is your central vision. It is part of your retina and is key to your vision. The macula. The macula is the round area at the center of your retina, at the back of your eyeball. Now, why did the macula receive individual attention? Well, all parts of the eye are important, but I would personally like to pay attention over here a little more. The macula, like the rest of your retina, translates light that enters your eye into the images you see. It's responsible for your central vision that lets you see objects directly in front of you. Light passes through the lens at the front of your eye and hits the retina. Photoreceptors, cell inside your retina that react to light, change light energy into an electrical signal. The signal travels through your optic nerve and into your brain to become the picture of the world you see. Your macula handles the most specific parts of images directly in front of you. It helps you understand specific details like text on a page or telling the difference between faces, tiny movements, or specific colors. But how does the macula help your eye function? The macula lets you see small details and focus on very specific aspects of what you are looking at. Like the rest of your retina, the macula converts light into a signal your brain will process and understand. If your whole retina processes information like a spray from a garden hose, then your macula is an eyedropper that focuses on a very specific amount of information. Without a macula or with a damaged macula, your eye might still function, but your vision would be blurry and lack details. Anything affecting your macula can cause your vision to get worse. That is why you should see your healthcare provider right away if your vision is suddenly changed. So, after the tech revolution, cheaper digital screens have come into the market, which brought LED screens with them. Now, light that we see has a lot of colors defined by their wavelengths. We have blue or violet on one end of the spectrum and red on the other. Shorter wavelengths around 400 nanometers are perceived as violet, while longer wavelengths measure around 700 nanometers. This relationship between color and wavelength is a fundamental property of light and is not arbitrary. This is how our eyes are biologically configured to perceive light and colors as. With the widespread application of LEDs and the rapidly increasing use of smartphones, tablets, laptops, and desktop computers, it has led to a growing concern over the safety of these light sources, which their peak emission lying in the blue region of the visible spectrum, which is the 400 to 490 nanometer region. This is a reminder for everyone who is watching to turn on the night shift or the blue filter on your mobile devices. Yes, I'm talking to you right now. Never thought I would be breaking the fourth wall in a video podcast. Dr. Priya Mehta, a leading ophthalmologist specializing in digital eye strain, explains that the blue light emitted by screens is particularly problematic. It penetrates deep into the eye and can contribute to retinal damage over time. Additionally, the constant focusing on screens can cause a condition known as the computer vision syndrome, which includes symptoms like headaches, blurred vision, and dry eyes. But it is not just about eye health. The effects of prolonged screen time extend to our hormonal balance and mental health as well. Blue light exposure, especially in the evening, can disrupt the production of melatonin, a hormone crucial for sleep. This disruption can lead to insomnia, which is often linked to anxiety and depression. Lack of sleep exacerbates these conditions, creating a vicious cycle. Dr. Mehta and the American Ophthalmic Association suggests using blue light filters and following the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away. The simple practice can significantly reduce eye strain and help maintain visual health. Additionally, managing screen time, particularly before bed, can help restore natural sleep cycles and reduce the risk of anxiety and depression. Next, let's turn our attention to something we often overlook: our hearing. With the rise of earbuds and headphones, many of us are constantly bombarding our ears with sound, often at volumes that are far too high. Before we begin, we need to have a very basic understanding of the human ear. The human ear is a complex organ designed to capture, transmit, and interpret sound waves. It consists of three main parts: the outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. The outer ear collects sound waves and channels them through the auditory canal to the eardrum. In the middle ear, tiny bones called ossicles amplify the sound vibrations and transmits them to the inner ear. The inner ear houses the cochlea, a spiral shaped organ that converts sound vibrations into electrical signals, which are then sent to the brain for interpretation as sound. Dr. Aaron Taylor, an audiologist who specializes in noise induced hearing loss, highlights the risk that listening to music or podcasts, even at high volumes, especially over long periods, can cause permanent damage to the hair cells in the inner ear. This damage is cumulative and often irreversible, leading to conditions like tinnitus and noise induced hearing loss. Interestingly, there's a psychological component to consider here as well. Constant exposure to loud noise can increase stress levels, leading to elevated cortisol, a stress hormone. Chronic high cortisol levels are linked to a range of health issues, including anxiety, depression, and even a reduced sex drive. Dr. Taylor recommends the 60 by 60 rule. Listen at no more than 60% of the maximum volume for no more than 60 minutes at a time. Noise cancelling headphones can also be a great investment as they allow you to listen at lower volumes by blocking out background noise. Regular hearing checks, especially for those who use headphones frequently, are also crucial for early detection of hearing loss. Fun fact, though I am not sure how fun it would be, but your earphones and headphones may have more bacteria and fungi than you know, and you should be cleaning them more often than you think. Moving on, let's talk about something that might surprise you: oral hygiene. You would not immediately connect screen time with dental health, but the link is more significant than you might think. Dr. Samantha Collins, a dentist with a focus on lifestyle related oral health issues, explains that screen time often goes hand in hand with mindless snacking, particularly on sugary or acidic foods. This can lead to tooth decay and other oral health problems. Moreover, prolonged screen time can reduce the time spent on oral hygiene routines, leading to poorer dental health overall. There's also an indirect hormonal connection here. Poor health is associated with increased levels of systemic inflammation, which can affect hormone regulation and contribute to conditions like insulin resistance. This, in turn, can lead to a cascade of health issues, including increased stress and anxiety, further impacting overall well being. Dr. Collins advises maintaining a regular oral hygiene routine, regardless of screen habits. This includes brushing twice a day, flossing, and using an antiseptic mouthwash. Additionally, being mindful of snacking habits while using screens can significantly reduce the risk of dental problems. Let's now address a major issue associated with screen time: the sedentary lifestyle. Extended periods of sitting, often while engaged with screens, are linked to a host of physical health problems. Dr. Rachel Morgan, a physical therapist specializing in lifestyle related musculoskeletal issues, warns that prolonged sitting can lead to weakened muscles, poor posture, and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. The lack of movement also contributes to weight gain and obesity, which are major risk factors for a wide range of health problems. Physical inactivity has far reaching effects on our hormonal balance as well. It can lead to decreased levels of endorphins, the feel good hormones, resulting in increased stress and a higher likelihood of developing anxiety or depression. It can also negatively affect sex hormones, reducing libido and overall sexual health. Dr. Morgan recommends incorporating regular physical activity into your daily routine, even if it is just short bursts of movement. Stretching, standing up, or walking around every hour can make a significant difference. Engaging in strength training and cardiovascular exercises can further counteract the effects of a sedentary lifestyle, improving both physical and mental health. Screen time also impacts our gastrointestinal health in ways that might not be immediately obvious. The connection between the brain and the gut is profound, and prolonged screen use can disrupt this balance. Dr. Karen Blake, a gastroenterologist, explains that mindless eating while watching screens can lead to poor digestion and an increased risk of GI disorders. Additionally, The stress associated with excessive screen use can disrupt the gut microbiome, leading to conditions like IBS and IBD. The gut brain axis plays a crucial role in regulating hormones like serotonin, which is vital for mood regulation. Disruptions in gut health can therefore lead to mood disorders such as anxiety and depression. Furthermore, poor gut health can affect the absorption of essential nutrients, leading to deficiencies that further exacerbate mental health issues. Dr. Blake advises mindful eating, focusing on your food without distractions from screens. This not only improves digestion but also helps in better nutrient absorption. Incorporating probiotics and prebiotics into your diet can also support a healthy gut microbiome, enhancing both physical and mental health. Let's delve into perhaps the most significant aspect of screen time, the impact on our nervous system and brain function. See, the brain is highly sensitive to the environment, and screen time profoundly alters its activity. Dr. Michael Green, a neuroscientist specializing in the effects of technology on brain function, explains that excessive screen time can lead to changes in brain structure, particularly in areas responsible for attention, impulse control, and emotional regulation. The constant stimulation from screens can also alter the brain's reward system, making it harder to find pleasures in non digital activities. These changes in brain function are closely linked to hormonal imbalances. For example, excessive screen time can lead to increased levels of cortisol and reduced levels of dopamine, the hormone responsible for pleasure and reward. This can result in a range of mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and reduced libido. Furthermore, the constant overstimulation can lead to cognitive fatigue, reducing overall mental clarity and productivity. Dr. Green suggests incorporating digital detox periods into your routine. These are scheduled times where you completely disconnect from screens, allowing your brain to reset and reduce the risk of cognitive and hormonal imbalances. Engaging in activities like meditation, reading, or spending time in nature can help restore balance to the nervous system and improve overall well being. One of the most insidious aspects of screen time, particularly when it comes to social media, is the distortion of reality. Social media platforms are designed to showcase the highlights of people's lives, often creating unrealistic expectations and fostering feelings of inadequacy. Dr. Emily Thompson, a psychologist who studies the effects of social media on mental health, points out that social media often creates a skewed perception of reality. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and depression as people compare their real lives to the curated lives they see online. The constant comparison can also affect self esteem and body image, particularly in young people. The constant comparison and the associated stress can lead to hormonal imbalances, particularly with cortisol and dopamine, contributing to mood disorders and a reduced sense of well being. It can also affect oxytocin levels, reducing feelings of connection and intimacy, which can impact relationships and overall happiness. Dr. Thompson recommends practicing mindful social media use. This involves setting clear boundaries around how much time you spend on social media and being conscious of the content you engage with. Following accounts that inspire and uplift rather than those that trigger comparison can make a significant difference. Additionally, taking regular breaks from social media can help reset your perspective and improve mental health. Personally speaking, there are a lot of self help books and a lot of self help content out there on social media. Not every single piece of content out there is for your palate. For somebody who is driving a particular brand of car or riding a particular brand of motorcycle is not your dream ambition. You can always have your own choice. And trust me, I'm not talking about cars or motorcycles. Coming on to the next topic, excessive screen time and prolonged sitting can have significant impacts on reproductive health, affecting both men and women in various ways. In males, studies have shown that long hours of sitting, especially in sedentary jobs or lifestyles that involves prolonged screen time, can negatively affect sperm quality. The combination of increased scrotal temperature from sitting and the reduced physical activity can lead to decreased sperm concentration, motility, and overall sperm health. The scrotal temperature is crucial for sperm production. Sitting for extended periods can increase the temperature of the scrotum, which can impair spermatogenesis, which is the production of sperms. Moreover, reduced physical activity is associated with lower levels of testosterone, which can further impact sperm production and libido. Excessive screen time, especially when associated with a sedentary lifestyle, can lead to weight gain, particularly around the abdomen. Increased abdominal fat is linked with lower testosterone levels in men, which can affect sexual health, libido, and fertility. The stress associated with constant screen exposure, particularly from work or social media, can elevate cortisol levels, which can negatively impact testosterone production, leading to reduced sexual desire and performance issues. The stress associated with constant screen exposure, particularly from work or social media, can elevate cortisol levels, which can negatively impact testosterone production. In women, sedentary behavior and excessive screen time have been associated with an increased risk of menstrual irregularities. These can include delayed or irregular periods and even more severe conditions like PCOS. The lack of physical activity can lead to obesity, which is a significant risk factor for insulin resistance. The lack of physical activity can lead to obesity, which is a significant risk factor for insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is closely linked to the development of PCOS, a condition that affects hormone levels and can lead to menstrual irregularities, infertility, and other health issues. Excessive screen time and sitting can contribute to weight gain and obesity, which are known to disrupt hormonal balance, leading to anovulation, which is the absence of ovulation. This can make it more difficult for women to conceive. Just like in men, high levels of stress from prolonged screen exposure can lead to elevated cortisol levels. Chronic stress can disrupt the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis, leading to irregular menstrual cycles and reduced fertility. So, for both the genders, a sedentary lifestyle can lead to poor cardiovascular health, which can impair blood flow. For men, this can lead to erectile dysfunction, while in women, it can result in reduced arousal and satisfaction. Excessive screen time, particularly on social media, can lead to increased anxiety, depression, and body image issues, all of which can negatively impact sexual health and libido. Obesity is a risk factor for several reproductive health issues, including infertility, erectile dysfunction, and decreased libido. Obesity is associated with chronic low grade inflammation, which can impair reproductive function in both men and women, affects sperm quality in men, and disrupts the menstrual cycle in women. For women, prolonged sedentary behavior and screen time during pregnancy can increase the risk of complications such as gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, and preterm birth. These conditions can have lasting effects on both maternal and fetal health. The lifestyle habits of parents, including their screen time and physical activity levels, can influence the health and behavior of their offspring, potentially leading to a cycle of poor health outcomes. Now, as we delve deeper into the digital age, one of the most pressing concerns is the profound impact that increased screen time has on our mental health, mental status, and mental hygiene. These terms might sound similar, but they encompass different aspects of our psychological well being. Let's break them down and explore how excessive screen exposure can be detrimental to each. Mental health refers to our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It influences how we think, feel, and act, as well as how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. A growing body of research suggests that excessive screen time, particularly on social media, can significantly contribute to mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and stress. A study published in JAMA Pediatrics in 2019 highlighted a clear association between screen time and the prevalence of anxiety and depression in adolescents and adults. The study showed that individuals who spent more than 3 hours per day on screens were more likely to develop depressive symptoms than those who spent less time. The constant bombardment of information and the pressure to maintain an online presence can lead to overwhelming feelings of inadequacy and self doubt. Social media platforms, in particular, often present idealized versions of life, leading users to compare themselves unfavorably with others. This comparison can erode self esteem and contribute to a sense of isolation, further exacerbating anxiety and depression. Mental status involves our cognitive functions, including memory, attention, and problem solving abilities. Increased screen time has been shown to have a detrimental effect on these cognitive functions, particularly by eroding what is known as the cognitive buffer. The cognitive buffer refers to the brain's resilience against stress and cognitive decline. It is the mental reserve that helps us cope with challenges and adapt to changes. When we engage in activities that stimulate our brains, such as reading, learning new skills, or interacting socially, we build and maintain this buffer. However, excessive passive screen time can erode it. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology in 2020 found that individuals who spent more time on cognitively unstimulating screen activities, like scrolling through social media, had a reduced cognitive buffer compared to those who engaged in more mentally stimulating activities. A diminished cognitive buffer makes it harder to cope with stress and increases vulnerability to cognitive decline. Over time, this can lead to a decreased ability to concentrate, make decisions, and solve problems, the key aspects of mental status. Excessive screen time, particularly on social media, can also erode emotional health by fostering negative emotions. A study in cyber psychology, behavior, and social networking in 2018 found that frequent social media use was associated with increased feelings of loneliness and sadness, particularly among younger users. Constant exposure to curated and often unrealistic portrayals of life can create a distorted sense of reality, leading to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction with one's own life. This can erode emotional health, leading to chronic stress, irritability, and even emotional burnout. Mental hygiene refers to practices that promote psychological well being and prevent mental health problems. Just as we practice physical hygiene to maintain our bodily health, mental hygiene involves activities that keeps our minds clear, focused, and healthy. Unfortunately, increased screen time can significantly disrupt these practices. The blue light emitted by screens can interfere with the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine in 2017 found that individuals who used screens extensively, especially before bed, were more likely to experience sleep disturbances and insomnia. Poor sleep hygiene is closely linked to mental health issues like depression and anxiety. It also impairs cognitive functions like memory and attention, further eroding mental status. Screen time, especially on social media, can lead to a constant state of distraction, making it difficult to be present in the moment. A study in the Journal of Behavioral Addictions in 2019 found that individuals who frequently checked their phones were more likely to report feeling distracted and less mindful in their daily activities. This lack of mindfulness can prevent individuals from fully engaging with the world around them, leading to a sense of disconnection and dissatisfaction. Over time, this can contribute to chronic stress and anxiety, underwhelming both mental health and mental hygiene. Excessive screen time also kills your cognitive buffer and destroys your emotional health. The brain, like a muscle, needs regular exercise to stay strong. When we engage in passive activities like watching television or mindlessly scroll through social media, we deprive our brain of the stimulus it needs to build and maintain resilience. A study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine in 2018 found that excessive screen time, particularly involving social media and streaming services, was correlated to decreased sexual desire and libido. The constant stimulation from screens can desensitize the brain to the natural cues that trigger sexual arousal, leading to a diminished sex drive. The unrealistic portrayals of relationships and bodies on screen can also lead to body image issues and performance anxiety, further reducing sexual satisfaction and intimacy. A growing body of research, including a study in the American Journal of Health Behavior in 2019, has shown that social media often presents a distorted view of reality, leading to feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and depression. Users are constantly bombarded with images of perfect lives, bodies, and relationships, which can create unrealistic expectations and lead to disappointment in real life experiences. This distortion can negatively impact the brain's reward system. When real life fails to match up to the expectations set up by social media, it can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and low self worth. Over time, this can contribute to chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. Dr. Emily Rosenthal, a sleep specialist with a focus on digital health, emphasizes the importance of digital hygiene as a critical component of mental health. She says, just as we practice good sleep hygiene by maintaining a regular sleep schedule and creating a restful environment, we need to practice digital hygiene by setting boundaries on screen time and ensuring that our digital interactions are positive and meaningful. Dr. Rosenthal also highlights the importance of managing hormones like cortisol and melatonin, which are directly affected by screen use. She recommends limiting screen exposure, especially before bed, to prevent disruptions in melatonin production and to promote better sleep. My personal advice is to consider using blue light filters, applications that adjust the color temperature of your screens in the evening from blue to yellow. As we wrap up today's episode, it is clear that screen time has a profound impact on nearly every aspect of our health, from our eyes and ears to our gut, brain, and overall mental well being. However, it is also important to recognize the limitations of current research. Dr. Jessica Lee, a researcher in digital health, explains that while we have a growing body of evidence on the effects of screen time, there's still much we do not know. Studies are needed to fully understand the long term impact, particularly as technology continues to evolve at a rapid pace. Future research will likely focus on understanding how different types of screen use, passive or interactive, will affect health outcomes differently. We may also see more personalized recommendations based on individual susceptibility to screen related health issues. As our understanding of the digital landscape deepens, we will be better equipped to navigate its challenges while reaping the benefits. In the meantime, the best approach is one of balance, mindful use of technology, regular breaks, and a focus on overall well being. By taking proactive steps now, we can mitigate the risks and continue to enjoy the benefits of the digital age without compromising our health. Now, personal story time. I recently got these sunglasses. I got two pairs rather. One is the regular black one, and one is an amber colored um, polarized sunglass. I have never been impressed by eyewear as much as this has impressed me. It has allowed me to sleep better. It has allowed me to consume content better. Like it takes away strain from my eyes like anything. It cuts a lot of blue lights, and I kid you not, it has drastically changed everything around me. So basically, it rings an alarm bell that I need to put in an effort into making sure that I am consuming social media, I am reading through the internet or whatever, and I need to do it at a pace which is comfortable for me. These glasses, trust me, have changed a lot of things. Um Again, my personal recommendation, um, yours might be different. Please do not compare. These are from Vincent Chase. Bought them from Lenskart. Beautiful, ridiculously beautiful. So, thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the impact of screen time on mental health and physical health. I hope you found today's episode insightful and that it empowers you to make informed decisions about your screen use. Remember, Remember, it is all about balance and mindful engagement. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, leave a review, and share it with people whom you think it might be helpful to. Until next time, take care of your health and be mindful of your screen time. This is Dr. Akash Sehgal, and you were listening to the Dr. Washbrains podcast, where we strive to make health a dinner table conversation.